of how Trinavarta was killed by baby Krishna, right? So today we will learn yet another pastime of our baby Krishna, okay, and how, what kind of beautiful pastimes he performed. So we're going to learn those today, okay? And to start our class, we will have to start with our Mangalacharan prayers, right?
Yes.
So let's start with our Mangalacharan prayers. Can someone do it with me? Aditya, can you do it with me? And Om?
Yes, Mataji.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Gnananjala Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tatsmaya Shri Guruve Namaha.
See the
My slides are not moving again. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Alrighty, so this time we're going to learn about few more pastimes of our Lord Sri Krishna. So last time after the whirlwind thing which we learned happened, what did we do? No. Boys, do you see the screen up?
Mataji, is some Mangalacharan prayer screen there.
screen as in the mantra screen.
Only the mantra screen?
The
Now?
oh, and no, still not. Wait, let me see. No, I can only see the Om Agyan thing on the
Do you
screen.
still see that?
Yes, Mataji.
How about now?
Yes, Mataji.
Not yet?
No, yes, Mataji, I can see it.
You can see the vision? Okay. So today we will learn about a beautiful pastime where Krishna shows the universal form or the entire universe in his mouth to Yashoda Maya, and how series of episodes happened before that, okay? So it so happened that after the Trinavarta episode happened, certain more episodes like that where a few more demons were sent by Kamsa. Now, Vasudev in Mathura, he met with his family priest. He met with his family priest and he requested if he can go and visit Vasudev. No, I'm sorry. So Vasudev requested Nanda Maharaj if he can go and visit Nanda Maharaj in Vrindavan to see the boys, and if he can do the astrological calculations and see how their life is going to be. And Garga Muni was such a celebrated priest. He was a very, very, very famous and very celebrated priest. And he said, okay, I will definitely go and see Nand Baba. And then he comes to Vrindavan. Okay, he comes to Vrindavan. And once he comes to Vrindavan and he visits Nanda Maharaj home, Nanda Maharaj, upon seeing him, he gets so happy. He says, oh, you've come to my house. It's my great fortune that, you have come to visit our house. And he paid a lot of respects and obeisances onto him. And then Gargamuni said that he has come because he was requested by Vasudev to come and do the astrological calculations or do Kundli, check the Kundli of the two boys. Do you know what Kundli is?
Oh, Mataji.
No? So based on our Kundli, they say that, once a baby is born, they check it on, they check what kind of stars were there, where was the moon, how was the day, what day, what time, and everything is calculated based on that. There's some particular chart, and that chart gives a little bit idea. In today's world, it will just give a little bit idea because there are no expert priests, how we used to have then in that time, like Gargamuni. So that would give an idea of how the future of the baby would be. So that's what Vasudev wanted to know about Krishna, especially because he know that, Kamsa is after Krishna. So he really wanted to know what is going to happen with this child. So in that way, he requested, but he did not reveal the secret that Krishna is actually his baby. Okay. My video is off. Okay, let me off it. So when he comes, Gargamuni, he says, okay, I'll do the calculations and everything. And he did the calculations, and he was such an expert. He was such an expert that with the calculation, he could just understand that the boys, that especially with Krishna, he understood he cannot be Yashoda Maiya's son at all, because with Yashoda Maiya's Kundli, he could understand that she could have a daughter and not a son. And with Rohini's son, Balram, which we know, he understood, this is also not Rohini's child. He understood that this is also Devaki's child, and he understood because he had, such an expert personality. He understood everything what had happened in the past, but he didn't spill the beans. He did not say anything. He did not reveal the secret, but he was very happy. So now Nand Baba requested him that, now that you're here, can you also please, after the calculations and everything has happened, he said, now that you're here, can you please also do the naming ceremony for my boys? And then he said, if I do that, there's going to be harm. Why? Because Kams would come to know that I am doing a naming ceremony of the boys here. And if I do the naming ceremony of the boys here, and because I am the family priest of Vasudev, the Kamsa would definitely understand that the Krishna is Vasudev's son, which you don't want to know. You don't want anybody to know that your son is someone else's son, right? Because Nanda Maharaj knows that Krishna is his son. Yashoda Maiya knows that Krishna is her son. Gargamuni now knows everything. But because Kamsa was after all the newborn children, remember, he used to send demons one after other to kill all the newborn children. So he said, no, if I do that, he will definitely get a hint that something is fishy here, and he will send directly to kill or to harm Krishna. So let's not do it, he said. Well, upon lot of request, he says, okay, I will do it, but we do not have to do it with great pomp and show. Okay, and then he says, how are you going to then plan for it if it's not going to be that great? Then Nanda Maharaj says that, sir, if you give me permission, can we do the naming ceremony in the cow shed? Remember, they were the Gwale, like they had this, they were they had cows basically. So they were Gwala, and they had so many cows, and they had very big cow shed. But in the cow shed, the naming ceremony happened for our beautiful Krishna and Balram. And let's see now how he gives the names is also very interesting. So after that, when the naming ceremony thing was happening, he says, first he checks Rohini Nandan's or Rohini's son's thing, and he says that, your son is going to be very, very dear to all your family members. He's going to be like a spiritual, he's going to give all the spiritual bliss to the family members. So for that reason, he will get the name as Ram. What will be the first name he said? He will get the name as Ram.
But his name became Balram.
Yeah. First he said his name will be Ram because it's going to give so much of spiritual bliss and happiness to the family. And then the second name he said, as he grows, he will get very strong. He will get strong spiritually, mentally, physically. He will be very strong. So his another name would be Balaram. So the second name is what now?
Ram.
Balaram. And then Gargamuni, being Gargamuni, he understood who actually this Balaram is. So he said he will also be called as Sankarshan because he will get both the families, like the Nand Maharaj family and Vasudev family together at one point of time. So that's the reason he would also be called as Sankarshan. So like that, Rohini's son, as we know, got 3 names from Gargani: Ram, Balaram, and Sankarshan. Is that good?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then now comes the time of our Krishnas. And then he says Krishnas only, and he was so happy. And he said, my dear Nand Maharaj, this son, this child of yours has taken birth in so many different eras and so many, different times. And he has come in different complexions. Every time he has come, he has taken a different color. Sometimes he's taken red color, sometimes he's taken yellow color. And this time he decided to come in this bluish complexion, the complexion of a freshly formed cloud color. Like that he's come.
You wanted to come blue.
Yeah, like the bluish complexion, right? Very good. So so now Gargamuni, what he's trying to do, he understood that Krishna and Balram are not ordinary kids. He understood they are divine, and he understood, especially for Krishna, that he's the supreme personality of Godhead. But he didn't want to say that thing. He didn't want to say that thing because he didn't want to Nand Baba and Yashoda Maya to lose that, the very bliss of having that Vatsalya Bhav which they were experiencing. So he didn't want to lose that. And very important, he didn't want this news to spread and go to Kamsa. Then it could be very easy for Kamsa to come and, harm Krishna. So he didn't want to do that. But he was trying to give everything in a form of a puzzle. He was presenting everything, but in form of puzzle. Now, who would big form, appear in every yoga and every time in different colors? That has to be Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? That cannot be anybody other than him. So he was giving piece by piece. He did not give them entire knowledge, but in a kind of puzzle, he was giving those. And then he says, he would bring so much of happiness and so much of prosperity to Vrindavan that you cannot even imagine. And he said, as long as your child is going to be here, everybody in Vrindavan are going to be very, very, very happy. And no harm can ever happen to any Vrindavan Vasis as long as he's here. And he says he had so many different names in future. And one name he said that, he also had a name because he was once, has been also a son of Vasudev. He will also be called as Vasudeva. And then he said because he's,
His name was Govinda and Krishna.
Yes. And then, he said there'll be so many names. He cannot be like one name personality. He cannot be like that. He'll have so many names. He'll perform so many leelas. He even predicted the Govardhan leela. And he said that, he will also be called as Govardhan Giridhari because he would be holding Govardhan. So he actually in form of puzzle, he gave all those things, and he then said he would also be called as Krishna, being all attractive, and that's how he gave the names. And he says goodbye to them, and he says very important to Nand Maharaj that you have to take care of these two beautiful boys. You're blessed to have them in your life, and you have to make sure that you safeguard them and no harm should ever happen to them. So like that, he says, and he bids them a goodbye. That's how the naming ceremony happened in the cowshed. Imagine. And then, so Ram, then when he grew up, because of the strength, again, he was called as Balaram, and Krishna being all attractive, he was called as Krishna, and many other names like Yashodanandan, Nandalala, and so many other names. As time passed, the two boys started to crawl. You know how babies crawl? They first, turn like this, and then they start crawling, and then when they crawl, then they try to, take support of something and then stand up. So now our boys were getting naughtier and naughtier by every passing day. So what they would do, they would crawl and they would go to the cowshed, their very favorite place, Krishna's favorite cows. So they would go there and they would see the calves who would be roaming around, and to make sure that they, very slowly they would crawl, and they would see one calf which is standing, and they would just try to hold that calf's tail to take the support and stand up. Imagine taking the support of the calf's tail to stand up. And the calf wouldn't understand, right? How would calf understand? The calf would think that they're doing some naughty stuff, pulling my tail or something. The calf would go running like that. And as soon as the calf would run, Krishna would be dragged. In the dust and the cow dung and whatnot. And this would be such a transcendental bliss-giving activity to the mothers, to both Yashoda Maya and Rohit Maya. Om, you had a question or something? You want to say something?
Balram tried to follow Krishna.
Yes, both of them were very naughty. Both of them used to do the same activities. And that's why both the mothers, Rohini and Yashoda Maya, both used to enjoy this transcendental bliss. So what they used to do, they would not just, they were not selfish mothers. They would just call all the other gopis also. They would say, come, see what our sons are doing. They would all see and they would all laugh and they would all enjoy in this fashion. And so the time would pass, and now from just crawling, our Krishna became very naughtier. Day by day, his naughtiness just increased. And now what he started doing, he started tippy-toeing. He started walking on his own. And when he started walking and running around, he would not stop at one place. From one room to another room, from another room to cowshed, from cowshed to boom, going to the next neighbor's gopis home. So they would just run around and do their mischief stuff. Now here, as they grew, they were not stuck only to milk. Now they started enjoying butter also, and yogurt also, like curd also. So they would go to the other gopis' home, and they would try to steal their butter. They would try to steal the butter. The Krishna was like expert in this. So Krishna would love to go to some neighbor gopis' home and try to steal the butter and eat it nicely. And yes, Om?
When the gopis stand up and roll the mudkis on the top with some butter, Krishna goes behind them and gets like a rock or stick and shoots it on the gopi spot, and then it makes a hole, and then all of the butter comes out, and then Krishna gets to eat it.
Yes. So, but so the gopis which I am referring to in this story are the elder gopis. So Krishna is like still little. He's not that, he's not roaming around like doing the mischief with the gopis of his age yet. So he was still in the age where, he would go to neighbor's place, and the gopis were the elderly gopis. So all the Yashoda Mayas and Rohini Maya's friends. When I'm referring in this story, when I'm referring to gopis, it means those gopis, okay? The other cowherd women. So he would go and he would love to, he loves to steal. So it is said that, there can be one expert thief, and that is Krishna, right? So Krishna is our butter thief. So Krishna would go there and steal the butter, and he would say, Balram, come with me, you have to guard. And as soon as the other gopis come, you just tell me, and we would just run away from there. And they would team up like that, and go and steal the butter, eat it, and finish. And you know what? One more naughty activity they would do. They would also call all the monkeys who would be on the trees. They would call them also, come, have some butter. They would not only just eat. Krishna would not just eat him by himself. He would share that with Balram and also with monkeys. Imagine sharing the butter with monkeys. And when he would understand the monkeys are full, then, they would just leave everything hither, thither, and then they would run away from there. Now the gopis would see this every time, and they were like, no, this is not good, right? They would go and they would complain. Now this time they said, no, this is not good. We have to go and complain this to Yashoda. What is this? Every day her son would come and steal our butter. This is not good. So the gopis went to see Yashoda Maya to complain against Krishna. And they made sure that Krishna is around so he could listen. It was not like a secret complaint. They wanted Krishna to listen. And they come and they say, oh, Yashoda Maya, you know what? Every day your Lalla would come and he would steal the butter. And just not steal the butter, he would also distribute that thing to monkeys. Can you imagine what kind of naughty activities he is doing? And Mother Yashoda would be like, really? No, this cannot be true. Why would he go and steal butter? No, this is not true. And they were like, why not? This is what he is doing. Om again? Yeah. Yes, beta.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Go, Rajkash. Okay. So, where were we? Yeah. So, Yashoda Maya would not listen to them. Actually, she would be like, why do you think he would be stealing the butter? She would say, no, this is not true. But they would convince her that, this is what your Krishna is doing, and, you better take care of him. And they say that, even when it is dark, because of the bodily effulgence your boys have, and because of all the jewelry they have, that shines, and that would just help them steal the butter even in the dark. Now Yashoda Maya would be like, oh my God, no, this is not how you do, Nandlala. She would be, telling him not to do like that. And after a few days, the butter, which used to be in the pots and on the ground, because of the mischief, now all the gopis, they decided that, they would not put the butter pots down. They would just hung up. They started putting it up, like he would not reach it. Krishna couldn't reach it. They didn't know Krishna is Krishna. He has his plans. He could do anything, right? So Krishna would say, Balram, come, let's go, Dada. And let's eat some butter from the other gopis' house. They would go. And Krishna would put all the logs, some logs or some boxes, whatever he could find, kind of a ladder he would make, or some kind of a pile he would make. He would go jump on it, and then, on the pots, he would just start again, continuing with this mischief of stealing butter, which was hung up. Now this was getting too much, right? Now this time what he did, he didn't even stop at just eating and sharing it with monkeys. Now this time, when they would be getting caught, when they would sniff that they're being monitored or getting caught, they would just, you know, take a pebble or something, and then they would even throw it up, because they wanted to just rush, eat something and leave from there. So if they're not able to reach, then Krishna would just take some pebble, hit it on the matka, and the butter would come out, and that's how you would eat, enjoy, relish, share, and run away. So this is how the activities would continue. Yes, Om?
Mataji, there was one story how Krishna got the butter. So one of his friends standed like this, and then another friend standed like that.
Yeah.
And then the last person was Krishna. So Krishna wasn't standing like this. He standed up. He untied the matka, but he actually broke the. So
Yes. Yes, that is what he would do all the time. That's why he's called butter thief. He would make teams. He would make teams and he would say, come on, let's go, let's steal some butter, like that. So all these activities would happen in Vrindavan. And, you know, although the gopis would be like, they would pretend to be not happy with this activity, but actually they would enjoy. They were actually enjoying all these beautiful transcendental activities and bliss. They were enjoying it. Okay, so this is what was happening. And then later what happened? Days passed, few months passed, and now Krishna wouldn't sit at home at all. He wanted to go out and play as well, because Balram was out with his friends, so he also wanted to go out, right? So Mother Yashoda said, you know, oh my God, you're such a mischievous child. I cannot even leave you alone. So someone has to monitor you. So now she requested Balram to, you know, kindly take care of Krishna whenever they go out to play. So once it so happened that all the boys were playing. Now they had a bunch of friends. They had a very big team of, you know, boys who would be going out playing and everything. So this time Krishna, he was still small. He was not very big. He was still small. Okay. So what did Krishna do while the other boys were playing? He just sat down and he looked at the earth's clay. He took some clay and he put it in the mouth, as if he was eating the butter. Imagine, he just put the clay in his mouth. And Balram saw, and all the other friends also saw this. And they said, what is happening, Krishna? You cannot eat. This is hide, Krishna. You cannot eat. Now, this is not makhan or curd or yogurt or anything like that. This is the clay or mud. Do someone eat mud? No, right? So he said, come on, let's go to Maya Yashoda. So they took him to Maya Yashoda and they started lodging complaint against him. Aditya, you have a question, dear? Okay.
No.
No? Okay, dear. Om?
Yeah, my question is, they took it to Yashoda Maya, and then that's the part when Krishna shows the whole universe.
Yes.
And then Krishna, Yashoda says, open your mouth. Krishna opens his mouth. Yashoda looked inside her mouth. She saw the whole universe, the whole Brahma. After that, she was really worried. Nanda Maharaj said, this is the Leela of Krishna. But and then sometime Yashoda Maya was crying. I think after that story, it became the Krishna story.
Yes, very good. So Om knows the story. And when the boys took him.
I don't really know the story.
You're very good, Om. Thank you for helping me, my dear. So what happened? So when the boys took Krishna to Yashoda Maya, Yashoda Maya says, oh my God, Krishna, why do you trouble me like this? This is not good. How can someone eat the clay or mud? No, 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 no. And then when she was saying like that, Krishna said, oh mother, don't believe them. The boys they're all lying. They're ganging against me. It's not true at all. And mother said, oh no, this is not true. Just open your mouth and show me. And when she sees, what she sees is what Om said exactly. She couldn't even understand what she saw. She saw the whole universe. It is said that she saw all the direction, sun, moon, stars, sky, everything, things which we can see with our human eyes and things which we cannot even imagine. Everything she saw, and then inside she was seeing and seeing and seeing, and in one planet, she kind of, if we zoom in and see like that, she saw in one place, she also saw her own self, where she was feeding Krishna on her laps. And she
What?
was like, what am I seeing? Is it true? Is it right? Am I dreaming? What had happened to me? She started doubting on herself. Am I seeing something wrong? What is this? So Nand Baba said, don't worry, this is just a Leela Krishna has performed. Don't worry. And then she also forgot the same thing. As soon as she said that, maybe this is not right. Maybe I was just imagining things. Maybe I was dreaming. And then she forgot everything. And then she hugged Krishna tightly and she kissed. And that's how our Leela of universal form ends. This is how today's pastimes, which we did with.
And then after that story, it's the Putna story.
Huh?
After that story, it's the Putna story.
That story is the Putna story.
After that story.
Mm-hmm.
And in the next class, are you going to do the Bakasur one?
Yeah, you know what? I have also had one slide made for Shankachud also. So few, we will do it later, okay? Okay, I think I missed showing you all the slides also, right? So see the pastime which we discussed about the calf activity, how they would hold on to the tail and how they would yeah, get muddy and all. This is that one. And this is where they would go and steal the butter. Do you all see that here on the screen?
Yes, Mataji.
And see the gopis and all, they come and see how they are stealing. And this is the universal form which Mother Yashoda sees. Wherever there is absolute, there is everything with him, right? This is how Krishna showed Mother Yashoda his universal form. Okay. Do you all have any questions for me?
Mataji, I have a question.
Yeah.
In the next story, what are you going to do? What episode is it?
What story you want?
I don't know.
Let's keep it a surprise. How about it? Okay, yeah. So if you don't have questions, can we do quiz?
Yes.
Okay, Aditya, can you unmute, Peter? Thank you, my dear. Okay, so far, whatever pastimes we have learned, can you name any 5 characters? Any 5?
Mataji, I have one.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yashoda.
Yes.
Krishna. Balram. And
Putana. Okay, 4. Okay. Aditya, you have?
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Kamsa.
Uh-huh.
Vasudev.
Uh-huh. Very good.
And the Agasura.
Did we do Agasura? Okay, I'll take it.
I know Agasura is like a snake.
Yes, we did not do Aghasur yet, but you're right. That's one of the character from Krishna's pastime. Okay.
He opened his mouth. He went to Kansa called him. Kansa called Aghasur, and Aghasur said, "Krishna will come in my mouth." So he
Yes.
in Golok Vrindavan, he opened just like a bird.
The cave children.
Yeah.
And when the friend went under his feet, and Krishna straightly looked in Aghasur saw the eye. That means it was a snake. So he called it, but the friends could not hear them. So they now when
Yes. Okay.
on Bakasur's tongue, Bakasur was rolling it and Krishna entered Bakasur's mouth. And when Bakasur closed his mouth, there became a tree.
Yeah, you're so right. Oh, very good. Very good. Amazing. Okay, so next question is, what are the three names Rohini and Vasudev's son got? Oh, okay. You want to say, beta?
Were you asking, Mataji?
I'm asking you the question. What are the three names Rohini and Vasudev's son got? Remember the three names Gargamuni gave?
Ram, Balram, and Shankar.
Very good. Aditya, can you clap for Om, please? Very good. Shabash. Now, what was the, okay, where was the naming ceremony performed? Aditya, unmute. Yes.
Huh?
Do you remember where was the naming ceremony performed when Gargamuni came? Remember where did they do?
The cow shed.
Yes, Aditya got it. Very good. And then, what did Mother Yashoda see in Krishna's mouth? What did she see?
She saw. Wait a minute, Mataji. She saw the whole world.
Whole world and
She saw
whole universe. Yes.
She saw the whole. She saw the whole Brahmand, as in like the universe, and she looked in the earth. She saw herself with Krishna, and she was thinking that it's a dream.
Yeah. Yes, you're right. Now,
But it was really a dream. It was actually Krishna's dream.
Now, who did Krishna share the butter with? Do you remember who did Krishna share the butter with?
Ram, his friend, and the monkeys.
Monkeys, yeah. And Aditya, come back, unmute. Yes. So, what did Krishna steal from other gopis' house? This is very easy. I think chocolates.
Butter.
Oh, Aditya?
Krishna's friend ants.
Now, what did Krishna steal from other gopis' house?
Butter.
I think my guess is chocolates, pizza, and ice creams. What do you think?
I think butter.
Butter. Both of you are right. Very good. And what did Mother Yashoda see in Krishna's mouth? We did discuss this thing already. So we are good with our quiz thing.
Question is listen.
Now, did you all learn the shlokas?
Which shloka, Mataji?
Do you remember last week which one you did?
Which one's that? Okay, so that.
2.12. Do you remember 2.12?
Arjuna. Yes, Mataji. 2.12 or Arjuna Uvacha. Natva ham jatunasam. Natva eva ham jatunasam. Natva Janadipaha Kaivana Bhavishyamaha Sarve Vayam Atappa Sarve Vayam Ataha Param.
Both Om and Aditya, both of you all are right. Very good. Both of you clap for each other. Yeah. Okay, so you all are ready for a new one today?
And the meaning is never there was a time I was not there. Never there was a time you were not there. Never there was a time that all these kings were not there. Never there was a time some all ceased to exist.
Very good, Om. Very good. Thank you so much. I feel so lucky to have you both. Thank you. Thank you very much. So today we will do 2.12. 2.13. Actually, this is 2.13. I did not change the thing here. Okay. So I'll read once and then you all can do it. Okay? Dehinosminnata dehe kaumaram yovanam jara tatha dehantaram prapter dhirastatra namuyati. Does someone want to read the translation here? Om?
Yes, Mataji. The translation is a embodied soul passes through boyhood to youth to old age. Similarly, the soul passes through at the time of death. At the time of death, a self-realized soul doesn't get bewildered by such changes.
So Om, tell me one thing. Did you see it on the screen or did you have this thing memorized?
I actually had it memorized and I see it.
Very good. I am so very good. Very, very good. Okay. So Aditya, you want to try?
Okay.
Dehino.
Repeat panna.
I want to repeat.
Okay. Dehinosminyata dehe.
Dehi nosmi daha dehi.
Kaumaram yovanam jara.
Kamaram
Yauvanam.
yavanam jana
Jara.
jara
Tatha dehantara prapter.
dahad rade
Dhirastatra namuyati.
dahamade.
Also, the same shloka has been sent in our WhatsApp group. Okay, Mataji has been sending the recordings of all the shlokas. So go over the shloka recording, repeat, okay, memorize, and if you all can, please share that in the group. Now, I think we don't have, huh?
Mataji, I don't actually.
You. But Om, if you can share your recording, that would be a very good motivation for all the other kids who are in the group. Okay, try and share your recording.
Okay. Now we're doing the drawing.
Yeah, I don't think so. We have enough time. But this was the activity which I thought we would do today, the cow drawing. So I will be sharing this in the group. Okay. Is that good?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you all can draw and share the picture in our WhatsApp group later when the WhatsApp is up. Huh? Okay. And then we will end our class with our Maha Mantra. So Aditya, you want to lead the Maha Mantra? You want to say it?
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama,
Rama, Hare Ram. Rama Rama Hare Rama.
Om Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All of us at the same time. Okay. If your parents are around, ask parents also to say it. Okay. Everybody. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you so much. Beautiful participation, Omen Aditya. We'll end the class here. Okay. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hari Bol, beta. Thank you.
Don't forget to send the cow.